Okay, it's been a long time and I'm back again doing this thingy. I've got a cup of coffee. I'm in a newly decorated bedroom. Flat, I wish. And I'm starting all over again. So, it's been a long time since I've done this, so you're going to have to excuse me if I seem a bit on the I don't know what I'm doing part. So, we'll try and just muddle along. I've actually got notes. I would show you my notes, but they're on the computer. So when you see my eyes disappear to the wrong side, that's because I have no clue what I'm doing and I'm checking up. Right, it's been 3 years since I've done this. A lot has changed, a lot hasn't changed. I've lost weight, which is good because that's part of what I was trying to do. The major part of what I was trying to do. I don't know if my old cheeks and double chin has gone much further, but we'll see how we go. In the past, when I started this journey, I was 28 stone at my maximum. I'd managed to get down to about 25 stone, I think it was, when I was coming to the end of doing the YouTube stuff. I started carry on losing weight. I'm down to 23 stone now. Done the best I can. I could do more. I'm getting there. But from 28 to 23 stone, a bit of maths going on here, trying to work it out. So that's 4 or 5 stone that I've lost. 28 to 23. Yeah, 5 stone. 5 stone I've lost. So that's a good amount of weight. I've still got a lot to go. I'm still at 23 stone, so I'm still at the morbidly obese stage. I've got lots of other problems that have come along, lots of health things. So I've worked this into, no, you can't see it, but I've got notes over there somewhere. I've worked this into a few categories just to catch up with what I'm doing and what I'm going to be doing. I've had a redecoration of my bedroom, which is quite nice, and I've got a mess around me. That is my computer, and it's ugly as hell, but it works. That was one of the biggest problems beforehand, is that my computer had broken, and I had something wrong with it. Every time I did some form of editing, it would crash, and I would be totally buggered. Anyway, right, so on the catch-up side of things, like I said, I was 28 and got down to 25, and I've continued to decrease my weight to 23. I've plateaued at the moment at 23, and I'm finding it very hard to go under 23. I dip a few times to 22 odd stone, which is understandable because of the fluctuations in weight. At one point, I did think I was at 22 stone and I was creeping down to 21 stone, but I'd made a mistake. I had bought a new set of scales, so I could weigh myself at home and not have to spend money going to Boots and getting on the scales there. And I put them in my room, and I thought I'd lost an extra stone, but I hadn't. What I've done is I put it on floorboards, which are not straight, and they were sort of like different levels, minutely, but enough to affect it by a stone. So, yeah, my Fitness Pal suddenly went for its records of weights, went from, look, you've gone down to 20 odd stone, and now you're back up, and it was a straight line, which you'll see later anyway. Health-wise, a lot's happened over the few years that I've been away. I have been diagnosed definitely with type 2 diabetes, which I am managing. We try to manage it with diet, but I like my carbohydrates too much, and I didn't succeed in lowering my blood sugar level on a regular basis. So I'm now using metformin, which is a drug to help regulate something. I'm not a pharmacist, so I don't know. But it helps to regulate my blood sugar, I think, and it keeps me from not whatever it does. I got diagnosed with arrhythmia. No, pause 1 minute. Yes, I've been diagnosed with atrial fibrillation, which I am having lots of problems pronouncing. And that basically means that my heart rhythm is beating at different rhythms. It's not a good standard rhythm, and it's also a lot faster than it should be. It increases my risks of heart attack, blood clots, blood clots, and basically increases my chances of falling over and dying, which is not a good thing. So I'm on medication for that as well. Strange enough, my blood pressure is fine. It's a little bit above average, but it's not too far above average that it's not worrying. So yes, I'm dying of diabetes, I'm dying of atrial fibrillation, but my blood pressure is fine. And recently I found out I have trigger finger, and it really hurts. Oh man, it hurts. But that's got nothing. That might have something to do with my weight, but it's very unlikely because I've had it for years and years and years, and it's only recently that it's actually started to be an extreme pain. And I've lost my notes because I went to look up atrial fibrillation. So that's my health-wise. And again, I've got the associated things with being obese. I'm no longer suffering from severe back problems, which is a good thing. I'm glad about that. I've lost enough weight that it's not killing me every time I'm standing up for longer than a minute and a half. I can walk a bit longer than I used to. I'm not dying after 5 minutes worth of walking and having to stop and then walking 5 minutes more. I've actually managed to go down to Scotmid, come back up again. I don't do it very often. And the current lockdown has not made things much easier either. So that's most of the things caught up. Everything else is fine. The dogs are fine. Max is getting a bit old, and he's got sore back legs. My flatmate is ticking away quite happily. And I'm still cooking, and that will come later. Right, current things. I've got the label current things. So these are the things that I'm doing at the moment to help to try and lose weight. And I'm a bit loosey-goosey with what I'm doing, but I'm trying to stick to certain rules, which I do the best I can, but I don't get upset if they don't go to plan. I don't see the point of getting upset. If I get upset, then there's a tendency to want to break things. So I've gone on to this kind of like this whole, if I don't do something that I'm supposed to do, I'm not going to get annoyed at myself. I'm not going to get angry at myself. I've done it. Fine, move on. So if I eat more calories than I'm supposed to in a day, I ate more calories. I probably enjoyed it. It was really nice. But I'm not going to beat myself up for it, and I'm just going to go on to the next day, and it's like, right, well, X amount of calories that day, I'm going to try and stick to that. X amount of carbs that day, we'll try to stick to that. I do fairly well, but I'm not perfect, and I don't pretend to be perfect, although I think I should be perfect. Right. So I've just said right twice. So the things that I'm doing at the moment to help my weight loss is one of the things I'm doing is a no carb lunch thing during the week. And yes, I'm going to say thing a lot because I can't think of a way of other describing it. Now, this is not a hard and fast rule for me. I enjoy my carbs. I love my bread. I love pastry. I love pasta. I love all those sorts of things. But generally speaking, during the week, Monday to Friday, I'm trying to have as little carbs as possible for my lunch. So I will be mostly having salads and things to go with the salad. And yeah, so salads and stuff. As little carbs as possible. Again, like I say, there are times when I have carbs as I go along for my lunch. It all depends on what we're having. The other thing I'm doing is I'm having a smaller portion. So portion control is an extremely important part of how I'm trying to lose weight. So I bought myself these toddler plates. They're cute, and I will put a picture up of them now, or at least one of them, and also the size of the plate that I used to be using with the plate on top is basically what I've done. I'm using these plates, so 90% of the time I use these plates, and it's if I can fit it onto the plate without piling it up, obviously, because that doesn't count, because that negates the whole point of having a smaller portion. And if I can sensibly fit it onto a plate, then I eat that. If I can't fit it all onto the plate, then I don't eat as much. And I'm trying to stick to that format. Again, sometimes I need a big plate for something or another. If I've had a takeout or takeaway, then I might use a big plate to put it on. But generally speaking, every day I tend to use this small plate. It's a little bit smaller than my tea plates, and it's definitely smaller than my major plate. So that's portion control. The other thing I'm trying to do, which I'm not succeeding at because it's my favourite thing in the whole world, is supper. I'm trying to do a meal cut-off, and I'm not succeeding. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm getting there slowly. I didn't have supper last night, and I didn't have supper night before, but I had supper night before that. I love, at the end of the day, when everything's nice and quiet, going making a sandwich, sitting down at my computer, playing my game, watching my programs or whatever, and having a munch on something. And it used to consist of a sandwich and a pack of crisps, and that's it. Or a sandwich or a bit of chocolate. A sandwich is going to be the main part because I love sandwiches. As anybody who knows me knows, I am a sandwich fiend. Eating after 10 o'clock, I'm trying to stop doing that. I'm also trying to cut down on drinking coffee after 10 o'clock because I can't effing sleep. I do the best I can. I'm trying to sleep at a regular time, but I seem to be going to bed even if I go to bed about 10 o'clock, I'll fall asleep for 5 minutes, and that's me up, and then I'll wake up, and then that's me up until about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and then I sleep till 12. Not the healthiest of things to do. So I'm trying that. I'm trying to fit a routine into it as well. So yeah, I'm trying to do, like I said, I'm doing the meal cut-off thing. So after 10 o'clock, I'm not supposed to eat. I'm not succeeding. I am trying it, but I'm not succeeding. I'm doing weekly weigh-ins. I do tend to weigh myself every day, but I kind of ignore them. Kind of ignore them, and then just use Monday as my weigh-in day. So during the week, I will see the fluctuations of my weight loss on a daily basis. But again, that is not my weigh-in. My weigh-in is on a Monday morning after I've got up, after I've been to the loo, and then I'll come through and I'll weigh myself and see how I go. And that will be the weigh-in that I will be reporting. That's the weigh-in that I'll be putting on my Fitness Pal. And yes, I'm still using my Fitness Pal. Very upset. I got over 600 days, consecutive days, streak or whatever they call it. And then somewhere in the last 13 days, I managed to lose that. And I don't know how, because I do use it every day. So I've done no carb lunches. I've talked about my weekly weigh-ins. I've talked about my meal cut-off. And I've talked about portion control. The other thing I've done as well is I've started to measure the milk I've put into my coffee. Now, this is a recent thing. This is something I've started doing in like the last week or so. It came from out of curiosity. I weighed the milk that I put into my coffee. I've always put in that I have 30 mils of semi-skimmed milk in the coffee. So my Fitness Pal takes into account mostly the milk, and it was 30 mils. I have noticed when I did weigh it that I was actually putting between 50 and 70 mils in, which is like double the amount of milk. So I was missing out on double the amount of calories. So I've gone to that. So now every time I have a coffee, I write on the board, or I get my flatmate to write on the board the measurement for the milk itself, and I just record the milk. I don't record the coffee, I just record how much milk I've had. So, milk, portion control, meal cut-off, weekly weigh-ins, no carb lunches. I suck at exercise. This was the other point I've put on my notes, is that a lack of exercise. I need to start doing some form of exercise, and I'll probably have to start doing some form of at-home exercise, because I have kind of like slipped into not liking going out. I don't know if that's a mental health thing or if that's just a total apathy thing, but one way or another I find it hard going out, and I get cravings occasionally to go out, and I'll go out, but most of the time I don't actually like going out. So I'm not getting any exercise whatsoever. I do up to about 3,000 steps a day, about anywhere between 1,800 and 3,000 steps, which is far short from the recommended 10,000 and still short from my aimed 5,000. So those are the things that I'm doing at the moment, and they will be varied whilst I'm doing it. Calorie wise, I'm aiming for 12 to 1,500 calories per day. It's a maths game, so I'm trying to eat less calories than I'm using on a daily basis, and 1,200 to 1,500 is, for a sedentary person, is probably enough. I'm supposed to be consuming, as a male, I don't know why I've done male, but for a male you're supposed to be consuming 2,500 calories to sustain a normal weight. I imagine I could still lose weight by eating 2,500 calories, but I want to move it along as fast but as safely and slowly as possible. Intentions for my next little section here, or my notes over here, is my intentions for what I'm going to be doing. Each week, probably on a Monday, I will do this sort of thing. It'll be a lot more condensed, it'll be a lot shorter. It's only going on to however long this is going to be, because of the fact that I've not been on for a long time, and I thought I'd do a bit of a catch up at the start. So at the moment, I basically will be just jumping straight into what I'm going to be doing after this, or I think I might do it as a separate video, because like I said, this is getting quite longer than I intended, and it will be what I ate during the week. So I'll be taking photos of everything I eat, if I remember, and giving basic descriptions, showing the calories of what I ate. So it'd be screenshots of, similar to what I did before. So it'll be pictures of the food that I eat. It'll be screenshots of my MyFitnessPal, and I'll either say, or I'll either picture, or I don't know, I haven't made up my mind how I'm going to do it, of what my weight is on the Monday morning when I do my weekly weigh-in. And then maybe at the end of each month, or every 6 months or something, I will do a progress chart, do the progress charts of my weight loss or weight gain, or what my weight is over that period of 4 weeks or 5 weeks, or however I've decided to do it. There's some other ideas that I'm going to be. I will be going back to doing cooking. I miss doing the cooking. My kitchen's a bit of a shithole at the moment. So, I need to scrub it out, make it nice and clean. So I will be going back to doing the cooking, and I've said, as I've said, I've missed it. One of the biggest problems we've had over the past few weeks with this lockdown is my repertoire has been very limited on what I've been cooking. So I've been eating a lot of processed food, so Bernard Matthews, sausages, stuff like that, just for ease. I've got a few other ideas. I've got some ideas to do with the cooking. I've got a couple of a couple of themes that I'll be using, and we shall see where it goes from there. So that's me back in the seat, as it were, as I'm actually in the seat. I'm not in the kitchen, but I will be back doing stuff on YouTube and seeing how things go, and hopefully I will lose more weight. Excuse me. At the end of all this, I will be svelte, gorgeous, ripped, and ready to party. Yeah, okay. Maybe not the party part, but probably not the ripped part either, because I'll need to go to the gym for that. Thanks a lot. Stay safe and have fun. And I'll do the what I ate thing next in another video. Bye.